This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and William Hill. Delighted to be joined with the man sitting in the gaffer's seat, the king seat, the gaffer's chair. Just got me a lovely little grey tracksuit. Will Jones.
That's marketing. Look, first thing he said, just got a grey tracksuit of Will Jones tracksuit. You go, oh yeah, I just got a bag saying XL on it.
Yeah, I want the black one.
Yeah. Liberty. All right, listen, they'll be back in stock soon. How are you, mate? You okay?
I'm doing good, mate. I'm all the better for being at this gym and seeing you. I appreciate you taking.
Love having you down.
Mate, it's always a pleasure being here. No better place to start off next week. We're very busy flying out to Dubai.
Yeah.
A big week for you. Harley Benn versus Fozana Anwar. How are we feeling? How's sort of camp been for you? How would you sort of assess this one? Training leading up to a big fight for you, would you say? 4
improvements has been Harley's most improved camp. Listen, we went out there before to fight Fozana. Didn't happen. Fight fell through on the day. I sulked and refused to go to the show. Everyone else went and watched the Mayweather, but I refused. I went back to my hotel room. But yeah, I'm confident Harley does the job. The improvements have been superb. Having his dad here this week has been a massive lift for Harley as well, especially just before fight night. It's what he's needed, and yeah, I'm confident he goes out there and stops Fozana.
Just mentioned there, this is a fight that was meant to happen before, and the needle is bigger than ever. How do you prepare a fighter for this fight where there's a lot of pressure that goes into it? And obviously, this is his first 10-rounder as well. Guy from jumping from 4-rounders to 10-rounders, yeah. You don't really see that jump that much.
Nah, but when the money's right, he'll do it. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, listen, we accepted a 10-rounder before. He's supposed to be going out there 10 or an 8-rounder. So this is nothing different. We prepared for it before. We'll do it again. Listen, he's Harley knows what he can do. Harley knows what he can do. He turns up when he wants to. I've told Harley to listen. I've had Harley sparring here, and when he turns up and he starts getting to the opponent, he has him in the palm of his hand. I've told him to do that on fight night. He's gonna. Him and Fozana, they don't like each other. This isn't just built up for social media. They do not like each other. There's still serious personal ick there. So it'll be interesting. Fight week's going to be interesting. Yeah.
How do you mentally prepare Harley for all the stuff that comes with fight week? I know you're his trainer, but also you look at it and how do you prepare him to be as ready as you possibly can for whatever challenge that sort of happens with Fozana or what he would do?
Do you know what? You can't, with someone like Harley, you can't seriously mentally prepare him. He's got serious ADHD, so it's actually impossible to do it. But listen, I've just told him to say what he needs to say. If he needs to get under Fozana's skin, do it. As long as he listens to me on fight night, that's all I care about. And he does listen. So, yeah, it's not so much the preparation, it's just making Harley believe in himself.
So I'm just going to mention in there, you said he's had his dad in sort of camp with him this past week. His dad's someone that needs no introduction. What's that been like for you, having someone like Nigel with you? And obviously I saw you take him on the pads. What was that sort of like?
It's not good on the body. Listen, I've got all my stable's full of light people, and they take them on the pads is nice, but then Nigel comes in and tries blowing his shoulders off, and he's still got it. He's still got the power. He's just got that raw toughness, and he's just still got it. It shocks everyone how much he has. Like Jimmy Mack come down here yesterday, one of his boys to spar, and every round I've done with Nigel, Jimmy Mack would start clapping because I'd put him in there again now at his age. Like I don't know, what's he creeping up 60 now, isn't he? It's not without being rude, but I'd put him in there now. Superb.
I was going to say, they always say that the punch power is the last thing to go, and you definitely must feel that now with his punch power. With it, his punch power is always the last thing to go. So you definitely must feel that in the pads.
Oh yeah, listen, he punches through the target every time, through the target. So he's a monster,
One thing I sort of wanted to touch on with you, obviously a big fight in your stable would be Ohara Davies, and wanted to touch on the situation with the WBA. So, starting from the base of where it all started was Alberto Puello failing a drug test, and then with that, the belt must become vacant. What I don't seem to understand, and you might be able to shed more light on this, is Romero was meant to be a voluntary, so how is he fighting for a vacant belt where it usually should be number one and number two? Do you sort of understand what I'm saying there?
Yeah, this is where it's a mess if it does go through with it, because my missus where it does go through with it, because if Barroso and ROLLY fight, I think it's completely wrong. Ohara's the number one contender. Barroso, he's been inactive for what, two years now, and ROLLY's just coming up from a loss from the weight division below. So, and like you said, it's a voluntary. So whoever it should be Ohara versus either one, if they do it. But we've had luck with him. Like I said this before, I don't see it going our way.
How close is it now for Ohara where he's just literally just in touching distance with that goal? You know, something that's always eluded him. You know, when you felt like he's been in touching distance, he's unfortunately taken losses on that. But now it feels like he's in the summer of his career where the gold is well within him for him to be able to get.
Yeah, listen. Like I said, we won the golden contract a few years ago, and a lot of things were supposed to happen after that, but it all kind of fell through. But we're there now. We're so close, and like I said, given the chance, a world title fight, Ohara will win the world title fight. But the mindset of Ohara now compared to the mindset of Ohara that's been there before is completely different. He knows what he's got to do to win, and he's solid. I do believe he does the job.
How much of that a testament is that to yourself, being his trainer, where you've managed to get him focused and get him in sort of the best shape of his career, the best performances of his career, like the recent fight where he really made a statement?
It's me and him. It's just the team. Like, we've got good people around us. We've got a good supportive stable that helps each other out. Everyone in the gym. I've got a good team with me, Junior Saba and Ian Chedwigan. And it's just like, I've had Ohara from the Jeff Alfori fight. I had him with Angel then, and then I had Ohara since then. And it's just understanding each other. And Ohara, I believe, Ohara was there the day after my daughter was born. Ohara was there, come around to see her. We've just got so much respect. It's like family to me now. We've got respect for each other, and I think he knows I've got the best intentions for him. So we'll push on, and yeah, I do think we've grown to be family now.
June 17th, a busy sort of day for you. A lot of fighters on the card. How do you deal with all that? You know, we'll go into it individually, but how do you deal with having set so many fighters on different cards and trying to give as much time as you can for them?
Lee set me up with this before at a Civic Hall show. What are you doing? At a Civic Hall show. So I've had 5 fighters on the show before, so it's not something I'm not used to, but as long as John gives me a break between each fight, then it should be all right. Top tier, be a good show for get them all on. I've got Jarrell, Bilal, Jordan, Thomas Galbraith, and possibly Brooke will be on it. So fingers crossed we get across the line and on it. And it'll be a very, very exciting night and a very successful night for my stable, I think.
Obviously, Jordan fighting on that card for another defence of the English title, a massive fight for him. Where would you rank his progression so far in his pro career? You know, it's sort of mad to say that he's sort of 6-7 fights in and he's defending and winning the English titles. Yeah,
Jordan, as you think, Jordan come to me at his debut at the Circus Tavern against Tom Torres, and then second fight come to Kazakhstan. That's experience itself. And then just constantly, his dedication has been the key. He's constantly been working hard, progressing. At one point he thought he couldn't get fitter or stronger. We proved him wrong, made sure he could. And he's just so dedicated. His dedication itself that's the testament. If you had a graph, Jordan's just gone wallop. And he'll go as far as he wants as well.
What's it like training guys like Jordan where you don't really, you know, he's someone that's independent in himself and he doesn't really, you don't need to push him much, and no matter what you say, he'll go out and do it. He said he's the fittest, he said he works the hardest in the whole gym. What's that like having someone like that where he's not too much of a bane or a stress on you?
It makes life very stress-free. I think Melissa, is Jordan your favourite fighter? Yeah, Jordan's Melissa's favourite fighter because I don't come home ever moaning about Jordan. So it just makes life stress-free because he's so organised, so on it. You've never got to worry about Jordan being committed, ever. So, makes it easy.
What do you look at for his next fight? Do you ever look at? Do you think this British title? You know, is it hard with someone like Jordan where he's been moved so quick? You almost don't want to move him too quick.
That's it. He's still, as much as he's done well in his last 6 fights, he's still got to learn. So, step by step, he needs a defence. maybe even 2 defences. I know he wants to progress quick. I know he believes himself, and I believe in him. But experience is everything, and you've got to go through the ups and downs in boxing as well. So he's had hard fights, but there's going to be harder fights out there. He just needs to keep building experience. His time will come, and like I said, he'll keep grafting. He will get to the top.
Just the last to touch on. Obviously, Sonny Liston Ali won a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, my twin apparently. Yeah, I won a couple of weeks ago apparently. Didn't come. I wasn't the one that said that. But reflection on his performance, you know, another solid win for him as he sort of moves up the levels.
Yeah, solid, Sonny. I'm really, really happy with that performance. Richard Elm's tough, and he comes to hurt people. But like I said, Richard, Sonny's lead hand in that fight was superb. It was brilliant with his lead hand. Got caught a few times, but that's what he needed. He needed a shake up, but then I thought it was a great performance. Hurt Richard at one point, but couldn't quite jump on him enough. Listen, I see him. Sonny's my golden boy. He'll go all the way, and I really believe that. And at this new weight, has done wonders for him. So, very, very confident in him.
Will, thank you for your time, mate. Thank you for the tracksuit. Thank you for the words you just gave there for Sonny Liston, Ali. Thank you.
You've done a great performance.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Sorry, it's not Sonny, you.
Cheers, thank you. Thank you for your time, and always thank you for letting us come down to the gym. So I appreciate it, mate. Thank you, top man.